Hi guys, the purpose of this video is to show how to install Windows 10 on your MacBook. So let's begin. First we need to go to www.virtualbox.org. Click on download VirtualBox 6.1. Select OSX host. Now this will download into your downloads folder. Now I already downloaded one earlier, so I'm just gonna click one of them and it should start opening the file and ready for installation. So first thing you need to do is follow the steps. Double click on this icon, VirtualBox icon first, and then the next step is you run the VirtualBox application from the application folder. Okay, so let's install the package. Click continue and install. I'll put on my password. Okay, now depending on your system, it might take a while to install the package. So, right, you might see this error. It just means that the system is trying to block the installation of the program. So what you need to do is open your security preferences, right? And you need to unlock this, right? And you want to select allow. So allow, and let's close this again, and we'll close the installation file. Make sure you select keep because we will run this package again. So same thing as earlier, continue and install. Type in your password. That's the wrong password apparently. There you go. And now the installation is successful. So let's close that. And you know what? I'm gonna move it to the trash because I don't need it. So once that's done, you'll see when you open your application that, oh, sorry, wrong. If you open your Launchpad, you'll see that VirtualBox is installed. So that's for the VirtualBox. Now the next steps we need to do is download Microsoft Windows 10. To download Microsoft Office 10, you need to go to Google and just search download Microsoft Windows 10 and make sure that you're selecting download Windows 10 disk image ISO file. Select this one. Select edition Windows 10 and confirm. Select product language, so you can select whatever language you prefer, and I'm just gonna select English and confirm. Okay, so I'm going to download 64-bit download. Do you want to allow? Yes, we do, and select download. All right. So it's going to take about 14 minutes. Once it's finished downloading, I'll show you how to install it. It's finished downloading. You need to make sure that you know where you save your file. Mine is saved automatically in the download folder. So the next thing we need to do is run VirtualBox. Now, I already ran it earlier, first thing it does is it actually pops up a window saying that it needs to be given permission to access your folder. So make sure you select OK to that. So the next thing we need to do is click New, right? And we'll type here the name of the Windows that we are installing. So Windows 10, as you can see, version is automatically updated. But if it didn't, make sure that you select the right version of Windows that you're installing. So that being said, we'll select Continue. Continue and leave this page by default. So 2 gig of memory we're gonna use for this Virtualbox. Create a new virtual disk now. So we'll create that. Now we'll leave this by default. And the same thing here, we'll leave it by default. Okay, so again on this one we'll leave it as is. So we'll select create. Now Windows 10 is here. You need to power it on. All right, so double click the Windows 10. Okay, so if this, please select a virtual optical disk or a physical optical containing a disk to start your new Virtualbox machine. So we'll look for the virtual. Make sure that you enable this. So you select OK. Now we downloaded an ISO, so make sure that this all virtual optical disk files, you select this one. Okay, so now Virtualbox was on download folder. It's right here. Sorry, Windows 10 is downloaded into downloads folder. Make sure you navigate to the folder and you select Windows 10. Select open and choose. Okay, so now the next thing is start. All right, so let's make this big screen. It's really tiny, so bear with me. Next, install. Now, once everything is configured, this will be so I'm just gonna say I don't have a product key, so we're just gonna test this. And I'm gonna select Windows 10 Home. Next. And I accept. Next. So this one, it's asking me if I'm upgrading. I'm not, so I'm gonna go custom. This is the disk space. I'm gonna create new, apply. Yes, okay. And select next. Now I'll come back again once the installation is finished. Okay, so
if you need an assistive screen reader, press
Windows is finalizing installation, so we have Cortana here.
Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in. Your region is set to United States. Is that right?
Okay, so we'll allow the microphone access. No, I live in Canada.
Which region do you want to use?
Canada.
I've got that you want to use Canada. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, see, if you go back to the Virtualbox, you can see
Your keyboard
the
is set
update
to
here. So
US. Want to stick with that?
yeah, we'll leave it as a US keyboard.
Do you also type with another keyboard layout?
No, we'll skip that. So again, I'll come back once everything is set up, and we should have Windows 10 running soon. So the installation is almost done. It's just finalizing the installation. I'll get back to you again once everything is done. So I've run Windows already earlier, and I've noticed that it was a bit slow, and so I made some changes. So I did come back to settings here. Under system tab here, I made sure that I added another 2 gig more to the hard drive. The default was 2 gig earlier here, so now it's at 4 gig. I left everything here the same, but under processor, I've added additional 3 more, so now it's 4. And acceleration changes to Hyper-V. Display, now the display by default is on 100%, and I'll show you how to toggle this into a much bigger scale when we run the system. I left this as is. Storage, same thing, nothing here. I just enable here, use host IO cache. Press OK. Now let's run the virtual machine again. So by default, your screen will be this size here. Now if you want to make this bigger, you just click on this icon here at the bottom and change this into auto scale 200, and you'll see it's a lot bigger. Here's Windows 10. Now, I mean, it runs fairly quick, but it's a bit laggy at times. The system is quite responsive, but I think if you want it to be flawlessly workable, I would probably suggest installing Windows 7, so it takes up less resources. So, but anyway, here's Windows 10 for you. I mean, it runs fairly quick. And what I wanted to point out is, if you do decide to make this bigger screen, bear in mind to get out of window on the full screen and back to the windowed mode is you click on the left on your keyboard, Command plus F. So that will get you in and out of full screen. Right? So here's full screen. To get out of this, you press Command on your left side of the keyboard and F. I mean, it's fairly quick. Opening programs, for example, it's quite responsive. I think it's my MacBook. Maybe my hardware is bare minimum 8 gigs of memory, 128 gig of hard drive, but I mean, for what it is, system does run pretty good. I mean, there you go. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, can't complain really. for what it is, it's running fairly quick. Alright guys, thank you for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe and like my page, and have yourself a good day.